Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? In today's What You Need to Hear Today, I have a beautiful deck that I haven't seen in some time. The gorgeous artwork that I love. It's so dreamy and fresh, and it's so funny. I just saw a picture and I posted it on IG of Florence and the Machine holding a rainbow flag, and it reminded me so much of this because it's just like, just being joyous and free and celebrating people, places, and things, and it was so happy and light. I just love that. So let's look into Sweet Soul Rising just for a moment, joy, and the communal dance. So Sweet Soul Rising, to me, this is what condition do I think the world I am in, my friendships are in, my health is in, all of this. And then I picture it with everything being wonderful, mental, physical, rest, exercise, diet, all these things that need to be be considered, moderation, letting things go, let things just dissipate and disappear that no longer need to be there, and concentrate on what is just magical and amazing and great. And where am I setting my intent? Am I initiating change and cultivating the ability to do that when I notice something just weighs me down for some reason? It can be so many little things that suggest themselves to us throughout the day. We're given so many choices. And I, for one, I would rather go to a restaurant and, okay, here's 15 things to choose from. Good, instead of you get those 15 kind of Greek diner pages and you get overwhelmed. Life throws so many choices at us. And I feel the Sweet Soul Rising is when we just know what we want and we go for that. We don't prevaricate. We don't have fear of missing out. We just glide through beautifully, and we're happy with our choices because we know we were divinely guided to make them. And then we just enjoy what we're doing and we get over it, right? We don't sit there and go, well, I should have done this and I should have said this. No going back, no going too far in the forward, just being present, letting our souls speak to us so we can make great aligned choices. Peaceful soul growth choices, right? So for me, that means just to take a pause before I respond to anything. If I'm watching something on TV, if somebody is speaking to me, somebody beeps at me in traffic, whatever it is, I just take a moment and I pause and I assess, do I even need to involve my energy in this, right? Energy is really precious. I love Joe Coy so much. I've watched him for decades over on Chelsea Lately, and I heard him in a podcast yesterday with Heather McDonald, and I just love this because she goes, oh, Joe, tell me about an instance where you were trying to break out in Hollywood or comedy or whatever, and people just shot you down or they were just miserable. He goes, no, I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because I give out energy. I kind of give as I get, and if you show me love, I'm going to show you love. And I feel like I'm not going to give my energy away to people that couldn't be bothered or spare me any time, because just by mentioning them, it's going to draw energy to them. People are going to Google them and they'll get some sort of response, maybe new clientele. He's like, and they're not deserving of that because they couldn't give any energy to me. And also, I don't need to get back in that headspace. And I love that. That is Sweet Soul Rising. My energy is precious and I'm going to decide where I give it away. And when I speak negatively, my mind and mood will move in that direction. So I'm not going to do that. So speak of wellness, speak of strength, speak of love, speak of excitement and curiosity, not tired, disease, war, and things that will bring you down. Energy really is precious. And also, this is huge for me. When I'm in any conversation with anybody, it's like I'm going to talk about what I love and what is upbeat and what I love about them and how we're going to get that alignment to go up and up and up and get that frequency up. I'm not going to go on and on about traffic or a bad lunch I ordered at a deli 65 centuries ago. You know what I mean? We have those people that are like, let's bond over our misery and hardship. And I'm like, all right, I'll deal with one sentence and we're over. I do have friends, I'm seriously, where I'm like, I feel like I'm constantly trying to take a hard rate on the wheel where they're like just determined to let me drudge up everything that's ever bothered me. Let's not make somebody into our agony aunt, nor let's not become someone's, right? We can even say, listen, I have so much bandwidth and I really want to keep the things that we talk about upbeat so I can stay in a good mood, because emotions are contagious and I want to be in a good mood. Simple as that. Now, just for a moment, joy, stop whatever you're doing. Just stop for one moment and think of the funnest thing that's happened over the last couple of days where you just burst out laughing. I was watching a show where these two guys just made each other laugh so hard. They just doubled over. They just had to lay down on the grass and laugh. And I started laughing because it was so silly. And they were just caught in the moment of joy of being goofy. And think of when you just got caught up in something, in revelry. Something was so beautiful. You had a moment where you felt pure, absolute joy. And revisit that, because our psyche and our brain want to recapture that. And just by visiting it, we get those endorphins. We start to feel that. We feel really good. Or if you're in the midst of something, doing something you don't particularly love, something that takes hardship, scrubbing, cleaning, whatever, stop and pick out a little prize for yourself later. I'm going to go treat myself at the supermarket and make a fantastic dinner. I'm going to order some really great lotions and potions, or a new deck of cards, or something to celebrate, something that brings you joy and gives you something to look forward to. I do this throughout my day, and I'm telling you, I get tons of pick-me-ups, and I get excited even when I know I have regular bureaucratic or drudgery to do. I move right through it because I know there'll be all these beautiful moments of joy. Now, the communal dance, I love this. To me, this is like reaching out and just saying hello to somebody. How is your day? What is going on when we go out in our community? What kind of energy are we bringing? I know yesterday I had more interactions in one day than I think I had in the week prior. It was bonkers. So there was a big kind of congestion on the highway. So I had to stop and do a lot of things. I figured I'll hit the bank while I'm doing this. I'll go in this coffee shop. I made so many little stops and just talked to people. And in one restaurant, when I was getting a coffee, there was artwork on the wall. And this sweet old lady goes, "Ooh, these must be local artists," and had a conversation with her. Had a conversation with a lady at the bank. Had a great time. Went and did some varnishing work with Ian. He works with a fellow, Tony, who is just, he's lovely and sunny and warm and very upbeat, great energy. And I thought, this is what it is. When we go out into the world, we can emit a vibration that is happy and healing and chatty if we want. We don't necessarily have to talk everyone's ear off or whatever, but what we can do is hold the door for somebody. We can smile. That is something I noticed right away. I'm always smiling, and I'm glad that we don't have to wear masks everywhere now. And that emits a nice sunny response from children, from the majority of people. I do that in my car too. I listen to funny podcasts, and I'll be laughing my head off, and I will notice if people see me through my window, they'll smile too, because I go nuts. I act like I have a car full of clowns. I just start laughing when you go out. Also, here's a little trick I do. If I see somebody that looks like they're at their height of misery and they just look like a scowl owl, and I avert my eyes. I do not need to look at, I'm empathic. I don't need to look at somebody that is a heaping, humping, massive misery. Like, no, thank you. For whatever reason, just not going to do it. And I focus on something that is wonderful, or if I can improve it. Like, I was surprised at myself. I went on autopilot and I didn't even realize I was doing this. But I think it's like the mom in me. So I see this gentleman, and he's about 60, and he's working on the other side of Ian's building, big industrial building, and he's moving rocks and cement because the building's going to go through they're going to have like an inspection. So he's moving all these rocks with his bare hands, all these little shreds and big things. And I realized, I have a pair of golf gloves. Like, they're really nice golf gloves. In my glove compartment, that's all I had. And I was like, oh my God, he's moving these. So I just grab them and I bring them over, and I'm like, I have some extras of these in my car. I'm like, you should use them. And he was so sweet. He's like, thank you so much. It's so thoughtful. He whipped them right on, because I'm telling you, picking up rocks with your bare hands is not fun. And he was doing a whole bunch of stuff. And then I thought, now I got to stop and get new golf gloves. Like, we just go to the driving range. But it was weird because I didn't even give it like a thought. Like, I didn't sit there and go, should I do this? They cost this much. It was just like, just do it. That's the communal dance. If we can improve anybody's situation and we have the resources to do it, it doesn't put us out hugely for any reason. We don't have to go out of our way. Let's do that for each other. Because I'm telling you what, that echoes, it reverberates, and people pay it forward. Somebody does you something nice. Like, I love when people let me in traffic and they let me on the highway. I then will do that for others. But if everybody tries to squeeze you out, it changes your mood, right? So let's do the communal dance of being thoughtful and kind to one another. And just for a moment, find that joy in traffic. Listen to a funny podcast. Recall wonderful moments. Let your soul rise when you feel good. And say things out loud that make you feel good. And if you get in a bad mood, do an about face. Say, I am poised. I'm just going to be myself. I'm at ease in any situation. I'm confident. I'm going to initiate change where I need. I have great friends. I have self-control, emotions under control. Sometimes we need those delicate little adjustments between our mind and body. keep judgment, have common sense. I just say slow it all down. If ever in question of anything, slow it all down and think of the sweetest, most wonderful thing that anybody's done for you. And it opens our heart chakra and it makes us very loving and caring for our fellow beings. And we want to do that as well. And that's part of the communal dance. And that creates joy in our hearts. I feel best like if I drop neighbors off flowers or food, or I do something like that. I feel so good about it all day. I'm like, oh, they're going to find a surprise. I get totally stoked. Love giving gifts. Super fun. So you guys, that is what you need to hear today. And thank you guys for all your beautiful messages. I appreciate it so much. And if you need a private read, all you need to do is go DM me on IG. It's sparkrist11. And I usually I'll put them under in the heading so people can remember that. And I do just like I do here. I create a private video read so you'll have it as long as you want with your cards and discuss what's going on. And I want to thank all my wonderful people that order reads and send me their wonderful feedback. I really, really enjoy it so much. And you guys are the absolute best. Remember, cut yourself a break. Take it easy. We're not machines. We're spiritual beings. We're having this crazy human experience, and sometimes the matrix is a bit glitchy. People think, their time is more important, or they think their space is more meaningful. It's simply not true. You deserve your little plot of earth and peacefulness, and, keep that cheery disposition. It's good for your heart. I know so many people in my family. My grandmother, I think she's going to be 100 this year. I got to check in with the numbers. It's absolutely absurd. And I think that's just because she's unbothered by pettiness and little things. Just tunes it out and has a lovely detachment. And I'm thankful for that. It takes a while to teach ourselves to do that, but we can always do that and say, this energy isn't mine. And I'm going to get back in my own little arena and my comfort zone and feel happy and cheerful about who I am and where I'm going. So love and light.